Welcome to another episode of the Inspirational Corner with me, your host, Stylisha Bolton, as we encourage you here to live bold, live loud, and live authentically without apology. Welcome to another episode, everyone. I'm always excited to get into another episode, but before I do that, if this is your first time listening in to the Inspirational Corner, I just want to say thank you for listening in, and I truly encourage you to hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel so you can be updated with new episodes. And even if you want to backtrack to listen to other episodes, you'll be able to do that as well. And I also encourage you to share this podcast with someone you know that will be inspired, uplifted, and empowered by this content. So, before I get into today's episode, I want to say thank you to the 277 people that listened in to my recent episode, which was episode 26, and I talk about how to live a cozy, simple life. I want to celebrate that because that is astonishing to me simply because I never go into doing a podcast trying to keep count of how many people are going to listen in. The basis of me doing the Inspirational Corner and truly having this platform and this podcast is truly a way for me to express myself in an organic way um, outside of social media. So I truly enjoy doing my podcast. It's fun, it's exciting, it's one of the things I love doing. And I don't have to focus on being on video and trying to get the lighting right. I can just freely express myself and the subjects that I'm blessed with getting in my heart and that resonate with me. I just share with you all my own personal healing and healing journey and healing experiences that I have had with different traumatic things in my life, because that is the whole goal of the Inspirational Corner, to inspire you through my own personal life experiences. And I am just so happy, to know that 277 people actually listened to the last episode. I never had that many views, so I just wanted to give that a shout out and recognize that accomplishment for myself, because that really makes me happy that the podcast is not even a year old yet. In January, it'll actually be a year old, but that people are really enjoying my authentic and organic way of how I deliver things. And I truly believe in, at this point, age and stage in my life, I truly believe in living your truth and being yourself, because I spent too much of my life, actually 2 decades of my life, not being true to who I am and not really knowing who I am. So I just wanted to celebrate that moment, and I just thought it was awesome. And I was like, no, it can't be 277 views. And so I was like, let me look at this again. And then when I seen it, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this particular podcast, episode 26, really touched that many people, or that many people actually listened in. So I just want to say I'm very appreciative to the gift and talent that God blessed me with, and the platform that he has given me to connect and touch the audience that's significantly connected for me and for what I have to give out to the community and audience. So with that said, I want to get into today's episode. Today I'm going to be talking about the art of mindful living. So when you think about the word mindful living, you usually see this word all the time, or words together or separate. But mindfulness, you'll see that word a lot everywhere, especially when it comes to meditation and yoga. That word is always prevalent in the yoga community. And there may be a lot of different images and thoughts and ideas that are in your head when it comes to mindful living and what it really means. And to me, when you think of living consciously and being aware of your life, to me, it makes me understand that three elements or three core words are involved in mindful living. The words that I feel that are connected to the two words mindful living are contentment, connection, and gratitude. I believe these words are intertwined and they create a life of mindfulness. I feel like personally, without these three words, contentment, connection, and gratitude, it's really hard to have a conscious awareness of your life and to live the art of a mindful lifestyle. So, I want to give my definition of mindful living and the art of being present and connected and having a sense of gratitude in the things that you do. My definition of mindful living truly is described being present and taking your time to truly connect your senses, your awareness, and being grateful for all elements in the moment that you're in. And the elements that I'm talking about is the particular people that you're in the moment with, the place that you're actually at, and the activities that you may be doing in that moment. To me, that is what mindful living is. And if you think about it, even now, still, due to the fact of us still, being, some states are still on lockdown, some states have altered different ways of living right now, still because of the pandemic. When we think of the art of mindful living, we still feel like we're still in a rush, you know? And I still have to tell myself, slow down, because I'm still doing things mindlessly and not being present, having a conscious awareness of using my five senses and feeling that moment. And so we have to slow down still, even though it's the pandemic and we're locked in and we're still like doing stuff. We on every Zoom call, we, working, and, and those that are not working, they may be doing, working on their business. It's still a mindset of grinding and working hard and just constantly moving. And it's so important that we tune in into the current moment. And I'm telling you, this concept and idea of the art of mindful living is so important because I kind of became more aware of the concept to live more consciously and to live more mindfully is in 2007. My life was truly altered by a traumatic event that made me become familiar with the lifestyle of living mindfully and living consciously and not taking anything in my life for granted. 2007, so many things in my life and in my daughter's life, in my oldest daughter's life, just changed. And so in 2007, in February, my youngest daughter passed away unexpectedly, and that created feelings of anger, hurt, and I felt a tremendous void in my life. My daughter also went through her own personal struggles during that time, and it was hard for both of us within that year and years to come. And I wasn't even aware that during that entire journey that I was dealing with PTSD and GAD, which is generalized anxiety disorder. I had no idea that those were the things that I was dealing with, and I didn't even know why I was feeling angry, why I was feeling, just outraged. And I want to say bitter. I was just really outraged about the things that took place unexpectedly concerning my daughter, my 2 year old child's death. It was just unbelievable, and I'm not going to get into that. But in 2011, I started to take some steps to change the trajectory of my life and to get a hold and some type of mental emotional control of me and my daughter, oldest daughter, life, because it was just, to me, it was a lot. It was a lot. And so I decided to seek professional help for me and my daughter to heal during that time. And meditation was also a significant part of me seeking therapy, talking to a therapist and getting the mental and emotional help for me and my daughter. Meditation and my personal spiritual beliefs were intertwined together, and truly, and still now, because it's a journey, my 2 year old daughter has been gone for the last 13 years. And people always say time makes the heart, better or whatever during that moment of grief. But I'll be honest, there's not a day or time that it's still easy to talk about the events and everything that happened, because I still feel in my heart that her life was taken too soon. 2 years old. I mean, I still think about, how old she would have been now, and how would she look. And so I have those thoughts, and like I said, it's been 13 years, and that's still a long time. I have learned how to cope with it within these 13 years, even my oldest daughter, because we talk about it more. We just, in the last 2 years, I just started talking about my 2 year old daughter. In the last, I guess I could say 11 years, I hadn't been discussing her or saying too much, because the hurt and the anger had been so heavy within those 11 years. And so, with that said, I realized how important it was to really dig deep within myself and to realize the importance of what does it really mean when you start living a mindful life. And there is a certain art to living mindfully, because I've been doing it for a while, and it changed me. It really changed me, and especially now with so much that is going on in this year, and so many things that, like I said before in other episodes, where we had to face so many unexpected things, where 2020 was really up in our face like never before. Different tragedies and personal things, societal things that we never dealt with before. So I want to give you all 3 steps that you can take in order for you to manifest a conscious life and a mindfulness in your own life. So the first step, to me, it's about being content. Contentment is the first step of embracing this art of a mindful life. When you are content, you are understanding that where you are at in life is exactly where you're supposed to be. So many times we will rush from one moment to get to the next moment, because we believe that next moment in our life is going to be better than the moment that we're in. And when you do that, you are rejecting the idea of just being content. And I use me for example. I am happily unmarried. I am single because it's a choice. It's not like it's pushed upon me, or I feel I need to be involved with any man just to be happy. But I know at this point in time, I am choosing contentment of the joy of being happily married, because I feel like if it was meant for me to be in a relationship, I would be in that relationship. If it was meant for me to be married, and if that is something that I want to do and participate in, then I would be married and I would be in a relationship. But I'm content at this time in my life, that knowing that I'm exactly where I am supposed to be. The next step to manifesting your mindful life is connectivity. Understanding that every intricate detail in the moment that you're in is interconnected, and it creates a synergy of flow, that everything is flowing like it's supposed to, that everything is reciprocal. There's a give and take in that moment. When you are content, like I said, the first thing, and then when you have this connectivity with your senses and really being engaged in the conversations that you're having with someone, being engaged in the person and in the place, it creates a sense of enjoyment. That synergy of life and a flow creates an energy of excitement and enjoyment, because you're putting your full self, your full mindset, your full senses into that particular moment. And I think that is what creates the connection. It's like being in a relationship. Have you ever been in a relationship where it, after a while, there is what people say, they have lost the fire or the connection? And I think that happens because people kind of fall out of the moment of being connected to that person, because they are allowing other external things to come into their relationship, which kind of severs their relationship, and they decide to go into different directions. When you allow outside sources to kind of distract you and take you away from that important moment with, the person that you're involved with. And I think relationships are sacred, and it's important. So connectivity is sacred. Spending that time in that place and being a part of the activity, whether y'all talking or laughing or whatever, or playing a game or whatever it may be, those times are important. But I think because we're so connected to technology, and now more than ever we're on technology because we're at home more, but you have to set a time limit for how much energy and time that you're going to give to your laptop or your computer or to TV. I think it's important to spend time, quality time, just to talk with the person that you love and that you're involved with. I think that's important. My daughter sometimes will come in my room, and I have to get off my laptop because she just want to talk. She just want to express herself, and I'm learning to really be more involved in that exchange of information. And sometimes when I'm truly focused and being connected to that moment, we have great conversations. Now, the opposite, when I am not being connected, it's a disrespect to her because she don't feel heard. So I think connectivity is important. And the last thing of really manifesting an artful way of being mindful in your life is acknowledgement or gratitude. When we can understand that everything is interconnected and flowing in synchronous order, then we will feel grateful for every detail in the moment, meaning that everything has a purpose and place in that moment. That where you're at, what's going on, and what is happening, it has a purpose and it has a place. It's like in interior design. There is a way everything is set up in a room to be cohesive, to add to the design element of that room. Just like relationships, just like understanding that being present and mindful in that moment, and as you use your five senses and be in that moment, that there's a purpose and a place in that moment, and you will be able to enjoy the time with that person even more. I just think the art of mindful living is important right now at this time, especially in this day and age and stage that we're in. I realized for myself before I even go into 2021, I'm excited about 2021 just like everybody else. But for me, spending this last month or these last couple of weeks that we have in 2020, I have really been really focusing on what has 2020 taught me, and how can I take this whole unexpected year and the lessons that I learned, how can I apply them? Because you can have a lot of knowledge, but if you're not applying the things that you learned, then it's a waste of time, and you will be ignorant to the fact of application. That application is important, and that's how you grow and mature in every stage in your life. So for me, I'm not just going into 2020 crazy. Oh, I gotta do all this for my business and work, and just going in with noise. Because I feel like even in 2020, although we had a lot of time to be at home and connect, a lot of us still have not been connecting. Like I said before, a lot of us still haven't found that contentment. We still haven't connected, you know, and used our five senses to really just focus on the people, the place, and the activity that we're in. Because of technology, we have allowed technology to take us still away from really what's important. We still have allowed, if it was before, it was external factors of us always working, being outside the home, even being inside the home. I believe we still have had distractions, and I just believe for me, 2021, I want to be more in a state of conscious awareness of living my life and not being on autopilot. You know, stress will come, things will happen, life will happen, and life is life. But I want to live more of a fulfilling life by being connected, by having more acknowledgement and gratitude in the moment. So if I'm talking to somebody, I'm not allowing my phone to distract me. I'm putting my phone away. I'm being engaged, more engaged in my life. And so that's the idea for me with the art of mindful living, to be more engaged and more present in my life. And I hope you all are excited about 2021 and just taking 2020 with a grain of salt, but really respecting what 2020 gave you, the good, the not so great, and the in between, that you're taking it all in stride, and that you will really make 2021 I mean 2021 a life that you truly want to live, that you're not just planning redundant things that really are not fulfilling to you, that you are making an effort to create a plan, that 2021 will be a making a life that you really enjoy, and that is going to bring you pleasure and personal fulfillment. Because I believe that's important. After 2020, 2021 should be you living your best life and living a life that you really want to show up for. So with that said, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I truly was very excited to get into this episode about the art of mindful living. And here at the Inspirational Corner, we always encourage you to live bold, live loud, and live authentically without apology. I want you all to have a great week, be blessed, and enjoy this week ahead. Until next time and next episode, live bold, live loud, and live authentically, everyone. Have a great week.